Hey there, I'm Marina Ormes, the founder of Astrology Heals at astrologyheals.com, and I'm here today with your Astro vibe for Sunday, October 23rd. Our topic that I'm choosing to focus on today is how the Scorpio solar eclipse that's coming up early morning on Tuesday can help us create a new reality. And so I thought, given that we are heading into a new moon, which in itself is a time of mystery, it's a time of letting go, of release, of planting the seeds of a new cycle. We're also moving into the Scorpio energies, and we are now in the sun. The sun goes into Scorpio officially today, and the new moon in Scorpio on Tuesday at 3 something a.m., 3:48 a.m. Pacific time. So that's the exact new moon, and that new moon is, of course, a solar eclipse. So we have the energy of Scorpio, which is about mystery. It's about what lies beneath the surface. It deals with mysterious themes such as birth and death, rebirth, transformation, sexuality, and things that are not obvious on the surface. So deeper intimacies, deeper trust, how we connect with each other, how we form trust, how that trust gives us power, how we can use power in ways that are useful and helpful to be creative and innovative, as opposed to using power to control the situation or other people. So lots of energy that's going on right now that has to do with mystery and letting go and release and creating new or seeding something new. And so I thought that today I would just chat with you about what those things are about, and maybe we can enter into or access something that will be helping us to generate some shifts in our lives. I've got for you a guided meditation that can help you work with the energies of the eclipse, of the Scorpio new moon, and it's available for purchase. So I'll put the link here in the description of this video and also in the comments. And if you'd like some deeper support, it can really support you in working with these energies. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end. But I am wanting to talk with you about how this eclipse can help us create a new reality. And so again, these Scorpio energies have to do with how we transform. And I've mentioned, I talked about eclipses last week, and so you might want to review that video for some context about how eclipses work and what they bring. And I talked about transformation. I talked about the caterpillar going into the cocoon and dissolving and releasing so that it can become something new, and how it can only imagine what it's like to become a butterfly, or maybe it can't even imagine that. And so we can't imagine what is possible for us to become. And we also have, of course, these energies of death and birth. And in the Scorpio season, we've got Samhain, Halloween, that energy of when the veils are thinnest and we can connect with or have more of a flow between what is here and now in this physical reality versus more spiritual realms, communicating with loved ones who have passed on. And so on. Lots of mystery. And what's going on here with this Scorpio energy? Scorpio, of course, also deals with birth. And so that energy of what a woman goes through when she gives birth, and there's the Venus energy here too that I want to come back to. But when a birth process is happening, right? There's when a woman is allowed to go through the natural process of labor and delivery and isn't whisked into surgery, which is all too common these days. But anyway, that original very shamanic process of giving birth means that a woman must die to her past self. And there is a surrender of old ways of being. Obviously, becoming a mother means taking on a new identity, a relationship with a brand new being who has been known only as this wiggly thing on the inside. And I can say, because I've given birth twice, and I've also been a labor and delivery nurse, so and a doula. So the birth process is one that I know very well, and there's so much power that comes through when a woman is giving birth, and she is truly creating a new reality. And I want us to think about that as we head into this Scorpio eclipse, and think about the ways that we have sort of limited views of what's possible. And I just realized that this light here is not on there. That might be a little bit better lighting. Yeah. So just as we go through this process and realizing that our beliefs, our understanding of how things work, of what reality is, some of that we have to let go of, in the same way that a mother might have to let go of what she thinks or how she thinks she should have control to become a conduit through which new life can emerge. And the emergence of new ways of being is something that is possible during this time, and especially with this alignment that we have, creating a solar eclipse. We're also, of course, beginning a new moon cycle with the Scorpio eclipse. We are, as I've talked about, we had the Libra moon cycle where we were focused on relationships, which we are just now in the process of completing. And then before that, we had the Virgo moon cycle where we were working on themes of clearing and cleaning and getting organized and laying foundations in our everyday lives. So each moon cycle has a theme. And the Scorpio, this one is going to be Scorpio, and the Scorpio themes have to do with transformation. And so there is, I would encourage you to think about, as we go through this lunar month that begins with the October 25th Scorpio eclipse and new moon, as we go through it, to think about what are the ways that you are thinking, that you are living your life, that the patterns and habits and routines that you have in your life, the things that you do that affirm certain realities. And so are you allowing space in? Are you allowing that new baby to come through? Are you creating the possibility of magic in your mind? Are you opening to change and transformation? Because we can actively create space for new ways of being. And the ways that you might do that include thinking about how you yourself hold on to ways of the past. What are some beliefs you have about what's possible? Some fears you might have about what's happening in the world. And I know a lot of people are experiencing stress as we head into the midterm elections, and there's this unknown quality to that. And that is also very Scorpionic, the experience of the unknown. And so as we embrace this energy and this quality of the unknown, asking yourself, You know, what are the ways that I am, you know, not allowing myself to believe what's possible because I simply don't have the experience of those things happening yet. So just like a mother giving birth, right? There is no way you can really truly understand what it's going to be like after that baby is born, even if you've had children before. This is a new one. This is a different experience. This is a new being with, you know, bringing a whole world along with it. Needs, personality, right? All the qualities that being is working on, all the qualities that being is bringing to share. And so the same thing with what's changing or emerging or potentially emerging in the world is that we really can't understand what's happening because it hasn't happened before. So, and we also have these energies, these very Aquarian energies that are kind of in the background, shaping the themes of our times. And the Capricorn energies have been very, very potent, powerful in the background for many years now, since 2008 when Pluto went into Capricorn. Pluto's been in Capricorn since that time. Next year, 2023, for the first time in, you know, Pluto's 246-year cycle, Pluto will be going into Aquarius. And it's making that shift from Capricorn to Aquarius. Aquarius energy is the energy of the future. It's the energy of change, of new ideas, of thinking outside the box, new possibilities. And so that's kind of there in the background that we're in the process, in the bigger picture. It's not going to happen right away, but in the bigger picture, we are moving into that Pluto in Aquarius time when shakeup and change are going to be there in ways that we can capitalize on ways that we can take advantage of to, you know, imagine sustainability for our future, imagine justice, imagine the things that are going to make the world a better place. And okay, so the Scorpio energies right now, which are here and now happening on Tuesday, and really, you know, we're feeling it already, and we will be feeling it. Eclipses tend to last for depends on how closely it activates your chart, how it affects you personally, how much it's going to be an impact on your life. But eclipses in general can have an impact that lasts for weeks, if not months, or years. So this, and of course we have eclipses twice a year, so it's not that unusual to have them happen, but they do bring this kind of potency of the potential for shift. And so we are looking at a possibility of shift, and what could that look like? We don't know. Will it make things feel better? Will it make things harder? Will it make them more challenging? We don't know. Just like that mother giving birth, but we are here because we have chosen to be here. And whether or not you've chosen, right? You are here. And so this is yours to embrace and to work on. And the parts that you're working on are your parts that have to do with how ready you are for something new, how much you have a need to cling to the past. And so working on the parts of you that need working on, that process of letting go, of making that shift to something that you don't yet understand, of opening to being there for what is needed, and knowing that you won't be perfect. No mother is perfect, but we show up, right, mother? And of course, if mothers didn't show up, we'd have a big problem. So and you know, I'm not obviously everybody's different, but in general, we need to show up whether we are perfect or not. which we probably aren't perfect. So you might as well get used to that. So here we are, stepping into the unknown. And as we step into the unknown, we have to remember that we are powerful beings. We have this ability to shape and create and create a container for love, for healing, for new ways of being, for discovering new possibilities. And just think of any ways in your life or in the world that things have changed. When you thought things couldn't change and then they did, think about the good things. And that will help activate a body memory of things changing for the better. So that's a great thing to focus on during this Scorpio solar eclipse, is breathing in the memory of something healing, something good happening, something shifting in a way that you didn't expect, that is delightful, that brings joy, happiness, celebration. And so bringing that energy of joy and celebration into your daily way of being, or even just taking a moment to breathe that in, because it anchors that feeling in your body. It tells your body, yes, I want to have more of this experience. It certainly can't hurt anything. And, we can't like scientifically prove, right, that breathing in celebration means something good will happen to you, but I encourage you to try it as a personal experiment. And that's how I think about it, is like, it can't hurt anything to play with that idea, to try it on, to see what happens, to see how it feels. Maybe it'll help you feel a little lighter, a little happier, a little less worried or stressed, and that in itself is a good thing. So this is an experiment, and we are learning how to take care of ourselves as we go through these uncertain times. And there is certainly a lot of instability that we are experiencing right now, as those foundations, which is Capricorn. Capricorn is like the roots, is the foundations, and those things are getting transformed from the bottom up. So it's like having a bulldozer come in and take away the platform that you were standing on, and you're like, where do I even stand? And that's how it feels like in the collective right now. That's what it feels like in the collective right now. So we are in a time where the old has been taken away, the new has not yet really materialized. And so, but it is in the process of materializing, and you have the power to shape how that materializes. And that is the message of our times. We are not looking at something that happened 500 years ago or will happen 500 years from now. We are looking at something that is happening right now, and we are the beings and the people who are here participating in this moment in history. So how do you want to be a participant? How do you want to show up? What feels good to you? And what, again, in your own process of transformation, what does that look like? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to open to? How are you experiencing those labor pains? And how can you take care of yourself to get through that part, so that you can keep being here for the way that the world and this new child, this new reality that is being birthed, how you can be there to support that and affirm that new things are possible. So, okay, so also looking at the chart for this solar eclipse in Scorpio, it's very close so the sun and moon are conjunct, they're together. That's the definition of a new moon. It's also the definition of a solar eclipse. They're not together in the sense of proximity. They're together in the sense of their degree in the zodiac. And so they're passing through the same part of the sky from our perspective here on Earth. And the planet Venus is right in that same degree. So we have a conjunction between the sun, the moon, and Venus. Venus going into Scorpio. And so Venus is in early Scorpio. The solar eclipse is in early Scorpio. That shift of Venus into Scorpio, and I'm just gonna remind myself of, if I can get it up here, of exactly when that happens. So it's right before the exact new moon. So we are looking at Venus going into Scorpio at about no, sorry, on the 23rd. So it is, that's today. So that's 1:48 a.m. Is what I'm looking at, is just before that time, and I'm Pacific time. And then the sun, of course, this morning also goes into Scorpio. So with the sun and Venus going into Scorpio, we have the shift. We also have the moon in Libra. And so the moon in Libra is waning, right? It's heading toward new, and it is completing that Libra moon cycle. So we've been doing the work of relationship, of learning how to be in partnership, learning how to communicate more deeply, more effectively, learning how to speak up and express our needs, and how we get along as human beings with other people. So those themes are, there's some completion around those themes. We're finishing up the work of relationship, maybe taking a look back at what you've been working on this moon cycle, and how your intentions have unfolded, what you learned, what you've been integrating, and then releasing that as we head into this Scorpio energy, which is a new beginning in so many ways, as I've been talking about. So with the beginning of the Scorpio moon cycle, then we have the sun and Venus going into Scorpio early on this day, October 23rd, taking us into that deeper level of feeling, of mystery, of where the energies are working themselves out inside of us. So whereas we're still doing that work of relationship, we are actually taking that work deeper. So what's happening as any planet goes from Libra into Scorpio is that we are going from a place where we're working things out on the surface, we're having conversations, dialogue, what do I need to say, how do we need to communicate with each other, and then it goes into this deeper place of intimacy, where you're more in the realm of eye contact, of feelings, of body language, of intimacy. If it's a romantic partner, it could be a deepening of sexuality. So in our relationships, how we find that place of trust, how we deepen that place of trust, because of course, when we have the deeper trust, we can be more effective in working together, and not just working together, but in creating, right? So it takes us into that place of intentional, conscious creation, co-creation, and again, themes of giving birth to a new reality. So how are you doing that with others? What is needing to shift or transform? There might be some boundaries you need to have. It's just not working to be effective or powerful in this particular relationship, so I'm not going to give any more attention or time to that person. Or maybe, and it could be a coworker, it could be a boss, it could be a friend. It's all kinds of relationships. So maybe you need to have a boundary, maybe you need need to stop putting time into, or your emotional energy into something. Maybe you just need to recognize, okay, that's the way that person is. I'm not going to change them. I'm not going to put any more energy into it. Take your valuable energy and put it into something that is more powerful, more effective, that allows you to be more honest, more of yourself, more authentic, and more living in and from your truth. So that Venus energy and the Scorpio energy really highlights that. Venus, of course, is about beauty. It's about what we find beautiful, what we value, how we receive. So taking in love, affection, praise, appreciation, all those things. With Venus in Scorpio, it goes again to a deeper, more mysterious place, a more mysterious level of connection, of, again, it's the eye contact, the body language, more of those nonverbal cues that become really important. And of course, with art and beauty, also taking it to a deeper place, letting it come through our bodies as we feel those feelings in our gut that comes from a place of truth, and how we need to express and put that into art that we create, or art that we expose ourselves to, that we take in. So, it could be something about your wardrobe, right? Or jewelry, or something that is helping you feel yourself more truthfully. So, so be and express yourself more from a place of depth, from a place of who you truly are. And so that Venus energy is part of it. And Venus, being the divine feminine, means that we are dealing with feminine energies as we do this bigger birth process in the collective. And of course, what are we dealing with? Front and center political issue is healthcare, Roe versus Wade, women having bodily autonomy, choice in their medical care decisions. And one thing that irks me is when we say this is a women's issue. It is not a women's issue. It is a human issue. It is economic. It does affect people. It's going to affect people differently based on their economics, and based on being part of a marginalized or oppressed group, and of course it affects women's bodies. But what about the men who love those women? Does it not affect them? Does it not affect the men who are genetically related to this decision? So I think it is a human issue, and it is centering around a woman's body and the woman's reproductive process. But of course, women do not reproduce in isolation, as we know. And so it is a human issue focused on the female body. And okay, so those themes are very present, but it's not just choice and reproductive choice and freedom and medical care that is at issue. It is also caring of all kinds, medical care, social security and social safety nets that are on the line, economic themes that have to do with money. Money is something we value. Value is is part of what Venus is about. And so that archetype of Venus and what we value and what we make important, money is very important. So anyway, the themes of the in the political landscape, that, and of course, protecting democracy, protecting the earth, these are all things that fall in that realm of nurturing, protection, mothering, and taking care of our people. So So all of that is up in the energy, in the air, in what we're focusing on, in what we're working on, and all the ways that we affirm that caregiving, that caretaking, in the ways that we take care of our own bodies, our own selves, our own emotional needs, our own spiritual needs. All those things are an affirmation that we also want that caring to happen in the wider world. So your self-care, your choice to get enough rest, your choice to take that extra time to prepare a nutritious meal and enjoy eating it, is an affirmation that you want that for the world. And then also in your life, in your actions, in your conversations, in, make sure you go out and vote. If you are called to, do phone banking, donate money, all those political ways of being active and engaging in your community, in the things you care about, is also a way of affirming the kind of world you want to live in. And so it's all about alignment and the choices we make about how we align with what we value, Venus and value. And so we value love and caring and respect for one another, and that all human beings are worthy of having their needs met and having opportunities and being considered full human beings with bodily autonomy, et cetera, et cetera. So all that, you can see how these energies are all reflected in the symbolism astrologically. And just when we can remember that, we remember that as above, so below. And also, as we take care of ourselves, we affirm that alignment with the way we want others in the world to be taken care of. And so alignment in body, in mind, in spirit, and emotions, and the ways that we are doing our own work on ourselves to support our own transformation supports the bigger process of transformation in the world as we collectively do this work to give birth to a new reality that we can remember. We can only imagine. Maybe we can't even imagine what is changing or what we are becoming. So allow into your sense of possibility that there could be something emerging that you have never seen before. And so imagine and bring in that feeling of what you want that to feel like. Feel yourself having gratitude and giving thanks for the things that feel important to you, the vision that you have for the world, the things you value. Imagine what it would feel like to turn on the news and see that that was what was happening. And I'm not saying be in a Pollyanna place of like, well, if I just believe it, it'll be true. What I'm saying is give yourself that moment to allow that possibility into your thought process, because when you do, you're helping yourself to contribute to a bigger process of positive healing and transformation and hope for what we can become, and hope for humanity. So there's I just kind of went off the cuff there. I hope that is helpful to you to first of all understand this solar eclipse in Scorpio and where it fits in the context of everything else, but also to see how that translates into your own choices and how your own self-care and how you're doing this process on an individual level that contributes to the whole. We do also have planets changing direction. We had Saturn go direct yesterday, and we've got Mars going retrograde in a few days. So shifting and changing the vibe in the, in what's going on around us. And Saturn going direct means we have that second outer planet now direct. And so we've got a little bit more movement in what's happening in this shaping of reality. And Saturn is about foundations. Saturn is in Aquarius, the sign of change. So we are, so Saturn moving forward now means that we might be seeing new possibilities. We might be also seeing more radicalization, right? That's the paradox of our times, is the radicalization of conservative elements and the conservation of radical elements. Anyway, I've talked about that before, but if you are looking for some deeper support around this solar eclipse, my meditation, my guided meditation, will help you work on deeper levels, energetically support you through this. It will help you access a deeper feeling of truth within your heart, of how you are connected with the Earth's bigger evolutionary intention, how that is showing up and manifesting through you. And it's about your soul purpose barometer. So it's going to help you identify for yourself from your own wisdom, tapping into your own wisdom and the spiritual support that you have, help you access that to get more clear about your soul purpose, and also to get more clear about how to know in your day-to-day life how to be living more of that light, and how you are connected to the light, how you are the light and the light is you, and how that shows up in the world, and how you can continue to work with that. So to be your best self and take care of yourself at deep levels, cellular levels. So that meditation is available for sale. I'll put the link in the description here of this video and also in the comments. And if you're interested in deeper work, it's totally worth it. It's your guided meditation audio to download. You'll have it forever. You can listen to it as many times as you want. You will also have a transcript that you can work with in whatever way serves you. And it's like having your own little healing session that you can access whenever you want to. And if you're ready to go a little deeper with this solar eclipse energy, that can be very supportive. So I hope that is helpful for you, and I hope this video has been helpful. And definitely come back every day. I've got your Astro vibe every day, a little support for your own self-care with what's going on astrologically, and how to make the most of that and ride these waves of change that we are in right now. And so I'm Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. Thank you so much for being here and for your support. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. I would love to have you join as a subscriber. It just means clicking a button, and it helps me, and it helps these videos so more people can see them. So I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.